Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Great, set. On anywhere.
They run with a dangerous Saquon Barkley. They'll get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
They'll work from the 36 on 2nd and 6. Hurts. This one goes out wide for Barkley. Well, a pretty move couldn't create much space. Down just beyond the 35. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Out of the shotgun, they run with Barkley. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. First carry here for Kenneth Walker III. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Oftentimes when you see a running back get bunched up in the backfield, it's usually because the defensive tackle is eating up blockers for others to make the play. Not in this case.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Darnold. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. The turnover put them in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Darnold. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
On 4th down, Darnold. A hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game. And sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here's Hurts to throw. Now he's going to step up and run.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be second and a couple.
It's a gain of 8.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing the throw. Now they got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Ball on the 39. Here's second down and 2.
Up the middle with Barkley.
Down the left sideline.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Saquon Barkley, 38 yards.
And the Eagles get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Elliott good on the extra point. And it's now a 7-0 game. The touchdown. Here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
On the return, the Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And a drive that stalled out last time. Went for it on fourth. Didn't get it. How does that translate here? I would imagine momentum's with the defense.
Definitely with the defense, because anytime anyone goes for it on fourth down, that's telling you as a defense that you can't stop us. We don't think that you can. And when you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
Yeah, we'll see if they can bring that pride to the offense this go-around. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Here's 3rd and 6.
You're set.
To throw is Darnold. And that will be incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
Darnold's going to stay out there. They're going to go for it on 4th down. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw.
Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Reed Blankenship.
And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
When you're in man coverage, you have help over the top, you become a much more confident defender. Trail the receiver and know that someone over the top can make a play, and that's exactly what happened here. The free safety coming up with the interception.
Great. Set. Delta.
First down carry for Barkley to the 27-yard line.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down.
Down to the 25. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 5.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Great. Set.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Saquon Barkley with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Eagles go up by 2 touchdowns.
Eagles offense staying out there. Of course, Hurts always a threat to run. They'll go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive.
Well, there's an incompletion, partner, and the struggles through the air continue because so far their lack of passing production has led to a lack of points.
Now it's Darnold. And that'll be incomplete.
Rough incompletions on first and second down. It certainly seems like a reflection of what we've seen so far in this game. The defense, quicker to the punch so far. Let's see if they can get something going here on third down.
Darnold now to throw. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on third down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try to figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
And here we go on fourth. Darnold. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 21 yards there. A big play on fourth down.
I know they got the first down, but Brandon, I still don't like the call going for it there. Yeah, they got it, but I would have punted the ball there, played some field position. I mean, it's okay to end drives and kicks, right? You know, we've heard that from different guys before. Remember, a kick's either a punt, right, field goal, or a point after touchdown. It's okay to end it in a kick.
And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. Darnold to throw again. There's a short one caught by Arroyo. On the move past the 40. And he'll be taken down at the 26. A big play there on the catch and run. 31 yards.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Darnold. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good. Coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, You've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
They'll run for it with Charbonnet.
And nowhere to go. He's going to be stopped behind the line. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Saquon Barkley.
And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown.